All right, y'all. We're back. I wanted some hot chocolate, so we took a little longer, and I had to do some setup work. So um let's see if we can pull up. Okay, here we go. So we're at January 1st, 1972, in our run here, and kind of recapping the offseason a little bit. We did improve our offense a little bit, so um, we picked up Willie Stargell was our big offseason acquisition. He came from the Pittsburgh Pirates. 31-year-old outfielder, first baseman. Uh, kind of want to improve his defense at first base, but he's already developed. He's probably not going to get any better. We could um, We could try to improve his first base defense, but he's actually better at left field at this point. So um, I don't think improving his first base ability. Maybe we do that. We would have to force play him at first to get him to develop there, I think. So I don't want to move him to first yet. Um, so let's see. Yeah, looking at this, yeah, we have Doug DeCences who can play first, Dick Grant who can play first, Costco. We got a bunch of like guys who could play first. I think DeCences is going to play third, actually. Very likely. Add crushed candy canes to my hot chocolate. Nice. That's like a peppermint. I like that idea actually. Because we'll have Jimmy Wynn who can play left or center. He'll probably have to, let's look at our outfield situation. Let's kind of hit the reset button. Let's see. Um, Costco will play center. Let's actually go ahead and move him to center. He's not going to be as good in center, but I'm just going to go ahead and kind of force position him to center field. Yeah, that's fine. It's 2.5 stars. Bobby Brooks will be kind of a utility because he can play 3 different positions. He's not his hitting is not good, but he brings enough value defensively to be an asset, and he's got a good work ethic. Joe LaHood would play. He'll probably come off the bench. Believe it or not, because we can run Stargell in left, Jimmy Wynn in right, and LaHood will be the bench guy because he's not a great average player. Yeah, I mean he's league average OPS plus last 3 years he's played with us, so like he's not gonna provide too much offensive value for us. And he's a good defender, and he's a good defender, so he's good for the bench. So he'll probably be our pinch hitter. Um, so if we run with that leaves Bobby Brooks and LaHood to be those. We have Royal Stillman too. Well, he'll be in the minors. We'll start him in the minors because he's not a good enough hitter yet. He'll start in the minors. Greg Lazinski, 21, he can probably start in the minors too. He's a good hitter, but again, kind of below average. He's right there. So maybe we give him a little bit of a run in AAA. He did play 50 games for us. We do have some trade assets. We were okay. It's covering my head a bit, but we were 69 and 93 the previous year. So if we improve by like 10, 5, 10 games, that'll get us in line with the Mets for a kind of third place. Kind of this slow build we're doing. I want to look at my infield situation. We're kind of hurting. We'll probably play Doug DeSenses at third. Honestly, his best position is first base. So maybe we move him to first. He's our top prospect, so he's going to play. Dave Rosello will play second. That's his best position. He'll play short. Tim Foley will play short. That's where he provided. He's a 5-win player despite not really being a great hitter because of his defense and his defense and base running. I want to make sure that his strategy points, we let him basically we let him run at will. We let him run at will, and he did, and he gave us 27 steals last year. He's not a great on base guy, so he's probably not going to be much for offense, but as long as his defense is good, he'll play shortstop. We could use Junior Kennedy at third, but he's not a great hitter. So we might have to make a move here. We got Rick Blott, who's actually a really good defender at third base, so if we wanted to just go the defensive route, we could just put him there. He's not the best hitter in the world. He's played basically 2-3 full seasons with us on the team, and he's not hit at all. But he provides enough value defensively where he can play anywhere. We also have Dick Grant, but he's not a great defender. He's 24, so he might end up being a trade candidate. Charlie Smith is our captain, and he's a bench player. He's a below average player. He's the only one on our team, I think, with captain ability. Actually, I do want to look at that. I'm gonna create a quick filter. Let's see, ability. That's kind of. I just want to see. These are general position, role. I think I already have these. Nickname, morale, team, organization, league, local, national. Oh no, that's not what I want. Choose. Captain. There we go. Yeah, he's the only one with captain ability. So, despite the fact that he's not good, we could find like a free agent or someone in the trade block who has captain ability. Maybe we do that real fast. Let's go to look at free agents, and again, we're going to kind of player role is personality is captain. There's some options here, and let's look at default. Yeah, so there's no one here who would actually make our team better. Yeah, that's just free agents. Let's look at the trade block. Again, we can set personality. We could trade for a captain. There's no one with captain ability, so we're kind of stuck with Charlie Smith for now. The team morale will go down if we trade him, so unfortunately, we kind of have an albatross. On our team. right now because I only have one player. Or do I have anybody who's not on? I want to see something. Okay, no one in AAA. No, we got 3 in double. No one in A ball. No one in rookie ball. Okay. His morale's angry because he's not playing. Though, honestly, that might force our hand to trade him anyways. I should have added milk to this. Okay. So let's see. Let's look at the trading block. We made a few trades in the offseason. Let's just go to clear filters. We didn't save that filter. Really, as I see this, I see Rich Reese could be an option for us here. He's got a high work ethic. He's a 3-star player, and he's an average hitter for the Brewers. He's a really good defender at first base. He's 30 years old. He's coming off a pretty good season where he hit 19 home runs for the Brewers. My concern, of course, is he's 30. He makes $140K. I don't have a lot of salary room, I don't think, now. Let me look at that, too. Let me look at my financials. We have about $500,000 left. So we're in a pretty good position. We have a little under $600,000 left. So we can acquire some payroll. Let's look at other players with maybe that first base ability. Frank Howard, but he's out. He would be a power bat. He makes $95K. We would be trading him from the Mets. But his last 2 years, of course, a lot of it could be where he played. He did hit 21 home runs, 103. He is a fly ball hitter, which would help us in our park. We do have a very fly ball friendly park. So he could hit a few more home runs. He doesn't have much gap power, but that's not. I think our park rewards home runs more than doubles. But my concern here, of course, is last year he only slugged 388. That's about 70 points down from his career. So we're starting to see that number come down a little bit. Now we could look at some of his batting stats. Let's look at his expanded stats and look at isolated power, which has steadily gone down from his peak in the late 60s, kind of down around 145. WRC plus at 110. Not a good base runner, not a good defender. Not a good base runner, I'm sorry. Defense, he probably doesn't bring much value to the field either. Basic fielding stats. Zone rating, -2. Range, not great. Arm, got a good arm, but... actually, no, we're looking at, so he played mostly in left field where he does not bring a lot, like -8, So he's way down. He's a little bit better at first base. So if we were trading him, we would put him at first base. What would it take to get him? We could trade for him. Let's see what it would take. I mean, we wouldn't have to give up a whole lot. Like Daniel Adams, who is a plus defender at second. Not a great shortstop, not a great hitter. But he has hit a little bit in AAA. He's got good work ethic and adaptability. I don't want to trade pitching. We have Dave Arrington, another great player. He got good power too. So maybe we keep on to him. Maybe he can develop his. James Kobe could be an interesting pick. He was our 20th round pick, and he's made it all the way to AAA. And he had a really good year in AAA, but I see a below average hitter who's not the best defender at pretty much a premium defensive position. He doesn't have a lot of power. His contact isn't the greatest. He's not going to hit for much power or average. He's going to draw walks. So if I wanted to make this trade for Frank Howard, we could. He's just greedy. He's just a little greedy. You know, we can handle that. The other issue is he's 35. So these numbers could come down even more. He's what they call a 3-2 outcomes player. Meaning he's going to walk, strike out, or hit a home run. And the home runs are kind of down over the last few years. So that's probably not a trade I want to make. Rich Reese, he would be a better fit. He's got a good work ethic, but he's 30. So, I mean, he could get a little better. Not the best batting guy, but he's going to hit for a solid average. Like, he hit 280 last year. Like, not going to draw a lot of walks, unfortunately, which is something I kind of like to have. Norm Cash, I think, is just, he's unmotivated. What about, let's see, Bob Allison? Not a great defender, but 37. So we could look at someone like a John Bateman, not a great hitter. So if we were to add a first base bat, it would have to be Frank Howard. We may just have to take a bit of a risk. He expects to be a cleanup hitter, which he probably would not be in this lineup. Let's look at his scouting history. Let's look at his. We have his scouting accuracy is very high, but let's look at his trends. Contact we don't really care about. So his power has remained about a 65. No, his power has dropped from a 70 to a 65. I would anticipate it dropping a little more. Because it dropped at April of last year, maintained steady. Probably might go down a little bit again. He went from a 3.5-star player to a 3-star player at the end in 1970. We're in 1972 now. So I anticipate him actually going down even more. I'm kind of projecting a bit. His eye is always good. I don't think that's going to move. His eyes gone up. So that rating may not change. So even if he was a 60 here, let's say he drops to 60. I don't think he's going to drop to like 55. I think he might be a worthwhile get for 1 year or something. And he could probably be someone we pull in a trade. He is a pull hitter, which I believe is rewarded in our park. So, and he was out of baseball after 1972. So he's definitely on the tail end of his career. Did he get in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Well, I could pull up his baseball reference page, but again, that doesn't really matter as much to me. His salary drops. His salary's dropped over the past few years. Maybe I make this trade because I do need offense. So let's make that trade actually. And then what we can do, so as we look at this, let's look at our player list. Let's clear filter. Obviously at first base, we could run with Willie Stargell, but again, he's a better defender in left field right now. We do have Dick Grant, but again, like I said earlier, he's not, I think right now he's best served in AAA. Let's try to get his bat developed a little bit. Maybe he might develop in AAA. Maybe we just trade him. What's his contract? Oh yeah, he's got option years. We can just send him down to the minors. Yeah. So yeah, we could move Doug DeCensus to third. I want to play him at first base. So let's look at our third base options. Let's look at our third base options, actually. Let's look at the trading block. We've sorted by first base. Let's sort by third base. Don Buford, not a great, and again, 34. He's more of someone I wouldn't get. Cesar Tovar, he's a defensive ace in the outfield, not so much of a hitter. Max Alvis, interesting ad potentially, but again, I'm looking at his career numbers. Looks like he peaked 4 years ago, and he's been in a decline ever since. So probably not a trade I would make. Let's see. Glenn Beckert. Interesting. He's elite at hitting the ball. He just doesn't hit it very hard. He just doesn't hit it very hard. Let's see. What about Tommy Harper? Very average. Yeah, very average. Did hit 5-win player in 1970. So just 2 years ago, but he had a bad year last year. And again, 21 home runs. Not a great. That's good. Tom Thresh, we've had him before. We had him in 1969, and he's not quite put it together. He didn't quite put it together. He had that big year in 1966, and he's been kind of bad ever since. He still produces value because he's a good defender. So the third base options aren't great. So we could if we really wanted to, make the trade for Frank Howard. I just don't. I just wonder if he's closer to this. Oh crap! Closer to go away. If he's okay, I don't care what. He was down half a win, but again, all that was defense and base running. He's not going to be base runner. Maybe we make the move and just hope he pans out. Maybe we make the move and hope he pans out. We are buying low on him, which is we are buying low on him. So that if he does turn it around a little bit, we could trade him away. I think I'll do this. Let's make this trade actually, because I don't think I have to give up much to get him. I think all I got to do is trade a lightly used. Well, we could just trade Dick Grant. Because he's going to be blocked. He's going to end up being blocked by DeSenses. Or even James Kobe, who I like personally. I just like him more as a utility guy. I might hold on to him. Let's see. Maybe we trade Daniel Adams. Again, he's blocked by Foley, but he's not the best hitter in the world. Again, he could develop into a little bit of a better hitter. He's starting to put it together. He was a 5-win player in Double-A. He's an 8th-round pick. So I think I'm going to trade James Kobe here, and we'll just make that trade straight up. And then we'll see what other kind of prospects we could get. We probably won't be able to get any of these players, but as I look, yeah, I didn't think so. Didn't think we would be able to get anybody with any sort of ability left. Let's see. Bob Apodaca, who's got. Let's throw in Bob Apodaca. Oh, they don't. Okay, so they don't want to deal with him. Let's see. Let's get. Don Crick. Oh, okay. So they're going to kind of hold the line. I've usually been able to get this player, but we're going to go ahead and make this work. And then we could be goofing around. I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and put him here. We will have to make a move on our 40-man. Unfortunately, we are going to pass Danny Walton through waivers. We're going to go ahead and waive and DFA him. Put Frank Howard on and put him on the big leagues. And we're going to move him to first base. First base. So. We'll worry about the lineup in a minute. So we've made a trade. And now as I look at my team, I feel a little better because now I can move him to third. And we're going to be fine at second. We can run Rosello. Smith will be a pinch hitter. Bill Sudeikis. I might actually now, because he becomes expendable, Bill Sudeikis now becomes expendable. He was a starter for him. We could just go ahead and trade him off. Because he's out of, he's got 3 option years left, but now he's not going to be very happy playing AAA ball, especially when he's been on the big leagues since 1968. He's been in the big leagues. You know, he was an expansion round draft pick. He did hit 30 home runs for us. So let's see what we could Let's see what we could get in a trade for him. We could get a halfway decent reliever. So let's just make that move. We're gonna trade Bill Sudeikis. He's got a $90,000 salary, so we'll be able to offset the cost of Frank Howard. Unfortunately, it looks like only 3 teams are one. Let's look at Norm Angelini. He looks interesting. He's a 24. He's got some average stuff ratings. No control, below average control. He doesn't know where it's ever going to go. But he's got great stuff. And then a little better control. He's very unhappy. He expects to be in the big leagues. I have a lot of this player already. He's got a high work ethic, so maybe we could get him some development. What about Gregory Hant? Okay, he's... let's see. What about Peter Scarpati? Similar profile as the other guy. Probably a little better control. A little bit better of the ability to limit home runs. And then let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these like fringe. Like, is there? Okay, maybe we can. I'm looking now at people we can. Okay, he's unmotivated, so we won't ever trade for him. By the way, I do have my earbuds off or my headphones off in case y'all can probably see that. I think we should just get the ceiling guy here and hope that he can. Let's see. Yeah. Our general manager doesn't like it, so what I can do here is maybe throw in, or maybe get them to throw in. He's their top reliever prospect, so I'm actually trading for their top prospect. They don't have, Bruce Sutter, but he's 18. No. Okay, so we do need a catcher. Let's look at his ratings. Okay, well, okay. Too many red flags. Too many red flags, and he's not a great defensive catcher. So we will remove him. What about Harwood Helen? I mean, I'd get him for the name alone. Okay, they don't want to deal. But a Jim Wright, a lightly used. Okay. Oh no. We can't have that. He's a risk. We don't like people who speak their mind around here. You gotta toe the line a little bit, right? Let's see. So these teams are being a little more stingy with their kind of toolsy relief pitchers. I might just make this one work. There we go. And now we'll look at our roster's transactions, and he's not even on the 40 man, so we could add him to the 40 man, I guess, but we don't have to. We don't have to. Yeah. Okay, so I feel a little better about that situation. We basically offset. Okay, so second base. So we're okay. Just kind of looking at what we have. Junior Kennedy probably needs a little more work in the minors before he comes up. He will hit for. This guy looks like a leadoff hitter. Pretty good at getting on base. Pretty good base runner. Like he could be a okay leadoff hitter, and he's going to be a good defender. So, kind of a glue guy, if you will. But we got Rosello, Junior Kennedy, Charlie Smith's our captain. Blott is a utility guy. That's why I was pretty comfortable trading Kobe. Third base, we'll run with DeSenses, and and then shortstop. So, okay. So I think we're set as far as the team goes. I think we are set. So we'll just go ahead and make some. Okay. Walton cleared waivers. We'll just go ahead and stash him in Double A. I would like to improve my catcher situation. That's kind of the one position right now where I'm like, Andy Etchebarren's a very good defender. He's actually a fan favorite. But, so that would basically mean I would be kind of, hurting. But he does provide some value. It was worth almost 3 wins 2 years ago. But he's only been, at best, average the last couple of years. Catcher's the one position where I kind of want to upgrade. Maybe. So let me look at the trade block. Let's look at it. Okay, here's the catchers. Okay, Ellie Hendricks from the Mets. We just traded with the Mets. He's been. It's kind of the. Really, I think what we could do is improve our backup catcher situation. Let's look at our player list. Like, Fred Kendall's our other catcher, and he's not good, to put it mildly. He can't hit. He's never been able to hit. OPS plus of 28. So whenever he plays, he's a liability. He's 22, so he would do fine. He would do fine in the minors. So maybe we upgrade our catching position. Here at the end. So let's look at the trading block. We could just look to see if any of these players has a really good catcher rating. Like, okay, well, he's already ours. Like Ellie Hendricks, he can hit a little bit. Like he can pop a home run or two. Like not enough to like move the needle. Martin wouldn't be a good get. Satriano with the Mets, average defensive catcher, pretty good personality ratings. Not a great offensive player though. And we've had Jackie Hernandez before. he would be a pretty good get, but he just can't hit, and he's not the best catcher in the world. So he's actually in our minor league system. So we already have him. And then we can look also at we could also look at free agents. I don't think much is going to come of this. Free agents. Clear filters. If we just sort them over already. Tom Haller is here. And not a great offensive player. We could sort these by I'm going to sort these by defensive ratings, actually. Position ratings. Yeah, 55 is about the best you're going to get. So, not really much of an I remember this Jeff Torborg guy being an announcer. His son actually wrestled. His son was the Kiss Demon in WCW in the late 90s. Don't ask me how I know that. I highly recommend not watching 2000 WCW if you can help it. Let's just go ahead and sim through. Let's see if there's any other things going on. We're just going to kind of power through. Is there anything coming on until... Okay, let's look at the Hall of Fame voting. That'll be in about 10 days. So we'll just sim through. Of course, I could just... All right, let's see who made the Hall of Fame. Did anybody make the Hall of Fame? Yes. A couple players made it. I'm surprised Richie Ashburn didn't. Nellie Fox didn't make it. Eno Slaughter. A lot of these players did eventually make the Hall of Fame, by the way. But Sandy Koufax, of course, made it. As you can see, all the red means he led the league. So he led the league in earned run average his last 5 seasons. Led the league in innings his last 2. Led the league in strikeouts 4 times. Definitely basically he flamed out. He was done by 30, and I think he had a bunch of arm injuries. I think that's what happened there. Yeah, he was in the Hall of Fame, but he made the Hall of Fame in real life too. So once he figured out the control, he became the best player in the league. Kind of like Randy Johnson, actually. Robin Roberts also made it. Again, very much an innings eater in the 50s for Philadelphia. Was this for... Phillies. Okay, the Phillies. I was about to say, did he play for the Phillies or the A's? How's the hot chocolate? Pretty much gone. And I'm kind of bummed now because I have no more hot chocolate. Looks like I will be going to the grocery store at some point to get some hot chocolate. I actually do need to get more K-Cups. May end up going to what's that place called? Bargain Hunt. So I've learned something recently, y'all, that Bargain Hunt, if you want like some snacks, if you're just going in looking for something general, like if you're just looking for something specific, I wouldn't recommend Bargain Hunt. But if you're like, okay, I want snacks, go to Bargain Hunt. They've got something, and you can get it pretty cheap. Sometimes they'll have like stuff that's about to expire. I'm talking about food wise here. I know they're like you can get like marked down, like you can get like it's not quite thrifting because the stuff's they buy from other retailers, but I've gone in there and they've got, oh, this is about to expire. Here, we'll sell it for 50 cents. And I'm sitting there munching on snacks for 50 cents. I bought a bag of chips for like $1. Yeah, so Robin Roberts made it. He led the league in starts a bunch of times. He was a 4-time wins leader for Philly in the 50s. Gave up a ton of home runs in his career. 23 strikeouts in 4,700 innings. He's made a lot of starts. He's a really good starter up until his age 38 season. He had a rough go of it in Philly there at the end, but he got in some steroids in the 60s. Yeah, but he was out by 1966. So there's your two Hall of Famers. Richie Ashburn, who played for, also played for Philly. Surprised he didn't make it. Walks leader a few times, which they didn't give a crap about walks in the 50s. Okay. Next event will be preseason, so we'll just sim through the rest of here. We can take one last look at the trading block. Honestly, not much there. I don't think there's much the way we can improve our team now. So we're just going to go ahead and play through February 1st, and then we'll probably get some scouting reports. We do also want to look at, okay, so we'll just go through the end of preseason. I did not. Thank you for pointing that out. There. I don't need to change the title. My title's pretty generic, but okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, we fixed that. All right, let's go ahead and start preseason. Let's see. We raised the scouting budget. We dropped the draft budget, and the preseason begins. Scouting budget. The owner set that. So we start April 7th. So we got about 2 more months of simming to do. Our owner's unhappy. I don't care. Let him be unhappy. So spring training begins in February. I want to take a look at player development. Practice facility. It looks like we've had it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss right now. Looks like he is excelling at plate discipline, which will help us out immensely. That'll help us out immensely. Sometimes it doesn't update. That's why I said I don't think he did. Yeah, in this instance, I did not. So we got about another month on this. Just kind of checking in. It looks like we may have one good result and maybe some others that may not go as well. We're trying to get Junior Kennedy in there to get him going, but I want to also look at my player list for. Okay, he's still, yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and sim through the month of February. There's not really a lot going on, so we're just going to kind of sim through it. We've made enough moves. I mean, we could look at my rotation real fast. Starters. Caldwell, Hunter, Barr, Figueroa, Phil. Oh, we got Phil Necro in the offseason, too. We got him from Cleveland. So we're just going to look at the trading block again. I don't see much movement. And now we go to March 1st. Okay, here we go. We've got some scouting reports to look at. Richard Pogonelski. Control dropped, stamina dropped, his overall dropped to 3 stars. He was injured a lot of 1970. But as I still see 97, 99, big fastball still. Armando Mora, he did win. I think he was, oh no, he struggled a bit. He's someone we probably need to get going. We picked him up in a trade in 1970. He played a lot in 1971 in AAA, so we're going to have to bring him up. He struggled a bit at the major league level, but his stuff went from 75 to 80. His movement went up. His control went up. His velocity is now 95 to 97. Aurelio Lopez down to 3.5 stars, but he was a reliever of the year last year. He was a reliever of the year. Let's see. Mike Caldwell, potential down to 3.5 stars from 4. That's fine. He's still got a little work. He's fan favorite. He was one of the top rookies. 4 wins over replacement. 5 Ks per 9, which in those days was pretty good. 130 strikeouts. Didn't give up many home runs. Jim Barr dropped, but his movement went up. His control went down. That's probably just a trade-off. Barry Foote in AA. Nice to join. How you doing, Harper? How you doing? Welcome in. So there's a few good things. And we got spring training. So we got to set our lineup now. So let's set our lineup. And let's just go to default. Let's just clear filters. We don't need filters right now. We're just trying to set a lineup. I want to make sure also that everybody I want at this level is at this level. Okay. Let's see. Echebarren Luzinski will be... Ooh. Oh, he'll be a backup, I think. You don't add some animations? What do you mean? I mean, I don't really need animations. I mean, I don't think I need them. Not quite sure what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't really think I don't really feel like I need a lot of animations. Animations, sorry. You want to show? Okay. I'm intrigued by the concept, so add me to your Discord. I will do that. Give me 1 second. Let me add you to my Discord. There we go. You have been added to my Discord. Don't mess with me. At least not right now. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and just set our lineup real fast. Let's put Frank Howard at first. So did I. I let him play along for a little bit. I kind of set the trap for him, and then I just kind of nuke him. That wasn't his first... Yeah, it was. Okay, so that was literally his first message. Good job. All right. Rosello will be second. We're going to put Doug DeSenses at first. Foley. Let's put Willie Stargell in left. Jimmy Wynn in right. Costco in center. Backups. Boy, do I really want to get a backup catcher. Or at least, not necessarily a backup catcher, someone who can, either hit or field really well. And since this is camp, we'll roll with Dick Grant as the backup at first. He's still got it. Second, we'll run with Junior Kennedy at 21. Yeah, that's fine. Third base, we'll give him some run. And then short, I still don't have anybody who can play shortstop. Maybe that's the argument for having Junior Kennedy on my roster over Charlie. Yeah, Charlie Smith's a below average shortstop. He's a pinch hitter. Or even Frank Tavares. Let's give Junior Kennedy Let's give Junior Kennedy an extended look at short. At least in the backup role. And then in the outfield, I kind of like doing it from here. Brooks will play left. We got to see if he can do anything. He's 26. We got to see if he can provide any value offensively. Cesar Geronimo will play some center. We might go with Stillman as the backup to the backup, and we'll play Stillman in right. Yeah, that's fine. Just to give some positional flexibility. We also have Dave Arrington, who we can move around. He's got some good pop. He's someone I kind of want to take a look at. He's 24, so maybe we give him an extended look in center over Geronimo. Maybe even over Costco. Well, he's a corner outfielder. We might have to flip some roles around here. We're going to have a bit of a job in center. Oh, well, thank you. We're going to have a bit of a battle in center. We're going to let these three duke it out. Arrington, Costco, and Stillman. They're going to duke it out in center. Maybe a little platoon situation there as well. Costco is 30, so that plays into things. He's a little on the older side. That's against righties. Let's go against lefties. It's the same idea of the lineup. We are going to run some ads soon, so I'm going to pop off for a second. I got to stand up. We'll just go to all batters here. We'll go Howard, Grant, Rosello, Kennedy, DeSences, and we'll put Brooks there. Left, we will do Stargell in left. And I'm going to go ahead and run the ads. We'll be back in 3 minutes. I do have to get up and use the restroom because apparently you can only drink so much hot chocolate. Thank y'all for joining today. I really appreciate it. All right, I hope that'll be the last break of stream. I've got a little bit of time left. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go. Let's look at the outfield real quick. Just throwing some people out in there. Let's go. Well, this is against lefties, so I kind of don't want to have a bunch. Let's put. Win and right. We may do a platoon situation in center. I think that's going to be the option. I do have a natural platoon situation here. Between Stillman and Arrington or Stillman and Costco, depending on how I want to do it. So we do have a natural platoon situation. In center, we're going to go ahead and run with Costco and Arrington. Every second game. And then we'll put, and we'll give Cesar Geronimo some run here too. We'll give him some run in all positions. I think he's ultimately I may end up having to trade him ultimately. By the way, IRL, he was one of the key, we look at his real life stats. He ended up going to Cincinnati and being one of their cogs for the Big Red Machine in the mid-70s, despite not being a great offensive player. So I might end up just sending him down to AAA to give him some work. Maybe he can be a late bloomer. So we're going to run a bit of a platoon situation in center, just to give that some looks. And now let's go to the pitching staff. I think we've got, okay, maybe not in AAA. We've got some pitchers who need some looks in the big league roster. Don Hood being one of them. And Ade Canary. I don't really know how we are pronouncing that name. We picked him up in a trade. He's a 2.5-star player. Could be good. Hydrate. Oh, man, I have no water. I have no drinks on me. Let me go get some water. I'll be back in a minute. I'm trying not to take up too much time, but I'll be back in a minute. We have a hydration redemption. I must go hydrate. Okay. We have a hydration redemption. We must hydrate. It's fine. It's fine. But I need to do something with my filter. My water tastes weird. I hope they have not already taken the fluoride out of the water. That would be very unfortunate. I have jokes today. Let's see. I think anybody who's not on the 40 at this point, let's look at, I have a lot of bad pitchers at the big league level who really don't need to be here. So a lot of these, like Jim Krimmel, Walker, O'Brien, Bruce Howard. These guys won't be anything. especially like someone like Bob O'Brien. We may have to make some moves here. We're taking a look here. Let's see. Let's take a look at our rosters transactions. I want to look at my 40 man, and I'm wondering why I have so many. Okay, he was a pick. I have one spot for 40 for my 40 man. We also have a couple players who we have a lot of really good young pitchers. Now he needs to be in the minors because he's got big stuff but not much control. So maybe we leave him in the minors. But Don Hood should be on the 40. So we'll give him a run. And we may do some well, we can also bring up some NRI guys. What I mean by that is non-roster invitees. So we can bring up Canary, Don Hood, and Grover Ellis, and there. So we got a few NRIs on the roster. When did I get Stargell? I got him. When did I get him? That's a good question. I got him, I think, at the end. Yeah, I got him at the beginning of the offseason. I think I traded. Can I see here? Let's see. I traded him for Pittsburgh for, here we go. Here's the trade. For Philip Bova. I'm really worried about that. Yeah, so we got Willie Stargell, the 61st overall prospect, Dave Arrington, Jerry Wright, Childress, and Edgar. And I think the reason they made this move was because of a salary dump. Because they were really hurting for money. So I think I was able to fleece them a little bit. We also made a couple moves for Frank Howard. We got him from the Mets for James Kobe. Why does Twitch send me to random streams while watching? Like, very. Are you on mobile? Is that? I think that's a mobile thing. Is that still a glitch? But yeah, we got Stargell for not a lot. I think he was a salary dump from them because they were deep in the red a little bit. So, all right, let's look at our pitching staff. We brought up a few non-roster guys who we'll give them looks. So I've got, let's see. I'll just take a look. Oh, yeah. So we're going to replace Ken Brett with Phil Negro. So we're going with Caldwell, Hunter, Figueroa, Barr, and Phil Negro. I might move Jim Barr down into the 5. Yeah, they'll kind of just compete for it. Yeah, well, that's Bruce Howard. But I can't always get sent in real ways. The mobile app for Twitch is an experience, and I try not to use it. I try not to use it. Yeah, so maybe we'll have kind of Bar, Figaro, and Necro will be at the bottom. Kind of figure out what to do with them. We may move Necro into the 3. Bullpen, reliever wise, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. Lopez, Garber. We have Vonray Opulus, who's now a 3.5-star player. Like what? That's interesting. Opulus. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he is in prospect rankings. Grady Pierce and Paganelski. We'll give him a middle relief role. Yeah, so we're gonna have a really good bullpen. Our bullpen is gonna be the strength. So I might actually have to. I'll take a look at it. Let me take a look at that. I might have to take a look at that. I might take a look at that before the season starts. But okay, so I think that's going to be our pitching staff. We're going to run with the stoppers. We'll take a look at some of these roles and figure out who to send where later. Let's take a look now at preseason predictions. Let's see what they think of what we've done in the offseason. We're predicted to win 86 games, which would be about almost a 20-game improvement. Now, again, for us to make the playoffs, we would have to outright win the division because the wild card doesn't exist. And so they like the moves we made in the offseason. Middling, I think we're still gonna struggle offensively. But yeah, we're still gonna struggle offensively if this holds. We kind of a notch below like the Cardinals and all that. But if things hold up, we could have a good year. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, and then they didn't really update me on how the development lab went. Is that... Oh, we still got a few days. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. It looks like we might have some movement here. So let's just go ahead and sim a few days. Oh, we'll look at this. Okay, whatever. We've made our moves. I think we will look at... Okay, here we go. So the final... Okay, outstanding for plate discipline, which we've already known for a while. Is this our scouting? This is... Okay. So, OSA likes him a little more than our scout does, but the ratings mostly align. Training seemed to perk quickly. He was laying off. Okay. Catfish Hunter didn't really improve. Jim Barr, better pitch movement. Let's see. Pitch grip improved. Yeah. Bobby Brooks. His gap power improved, I think. Let's see. He's been working with quality of contract. He was able to implement all, but he was fluid. He's clearly better making solid contact. Okay. Dick Grant improved his 2-strike approach. This is going to be kind of interesting because I'm going to start him in AAA, but he may end up stealing some at bats from the big league. And Junior Kennedy did not do well offensively. His gap power did not improve. Hopefully it didn't mess up his contact went down. So Junior Kennedy did not improve. And we were trying, I think I was having a different approach with him. So let's go ahead and sim through the month here. Hopefully there won't be too many issues. And then we'll take a look at our lineup at the start of the season. I'm just kind of speeding through this. We're 8-3 in spring. I don't think win-losses don't really matter as much. Oh, okay, well, we just don't want anybody to get hurt. So far, we haven't really had any major injuries. So we'll go ahead and sim through April 1st. And see how spring went. All right, here we go. Jeff Turpko. Control weighting improved. Stamina dropped. That's fine. Grady Pierce, stuff improved. Movement improved. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Von Ray Opulus. This is intriguing to me. Extreme flyball pitcher with a 99, 85 stuff. Honestly, he's an extreme flyball pitcher, but his home run prevention is average, and he's got average control. He had a really good spring. Looks like 2.84 ERA. Bob O'Brien, velocity improved. He'll start to see. Let's see. Fred Kendall. This is intriguing, actually. This is intriguing. His contact improved in spring training. He's still not a great catcher, but now wait. Let's look. Okay, he's still okay. We're gonna look at our scouts ratings. He's gotten better at the contact. He's not gonna hit for power. He hit 250 in spring. So if he can figure out like a baseline offense, if there's no injuries, is it sports though? That is true. Let's see. Kim Brett dropped a little bit. Let's see. Jimmy Wynn dropped in power, but his overall rating was now 4 stars. Didn't have a good spring, but hopefully that didn't carry over. Greg Lazinski, power went up. We might be making some trades because some of these guys, like, he's gonna have to be on the big league team. We've got some tough decisions to make. Michael O'Connor down here is all right, I think I'm gonna take over his development a little bit. Okay, I already have. I was gonna say, I actually don't think we need to worry about his stuff anymore. So we're gonna bring. No, wait. We've got his stuff as high. We got his control as high as it'll go. So let's bring his stuff down a little bit. Yeah. This guy right here, we got to work on the control. If he can get this control up, he's going to have to start the season. He's going to have to be a minor leaguer, unfortunately, because if he played in the big leagues, he would be bad. Let's see. John Dixon, another good minor leaguer. Let's see. John Munoz, potential 2.5 star. Joe Munoz. Let's see. Douglas Bozeman. Let's see. Dick Sharon, 2.5 star potential now. We picked him up in a trade. Let's see. Another one who has a big potential. Another one with big potential. Similar thing, A-ball. Big stuff. We have a lot of these type of pitchers in our system now. Because we made so many trades where we just started picking at players with like high stuff potential. Like this, like another one we picked up, and he was in the Willie Stargell trade. And I just like selected them basically, and they gave them to me. So very intriguing as we hit April 1st. I kind of want to look at the lineup now. As far as ratings go. Kind of want to look at my scout. Yep. So April Fools, right? We might be making a trade here because I'm kind of crowded in the outfield. I got Stargell, Wynn, and then we got Arrington, Costco, Stillman, and LaHood. We could park Stillman in the minors because he still has 3 option years, and he's only 21. So if we could, yeah. Well, he hit 294 we could probably potentially give him a little more minor league seasoning, get these offensive numbers up. So maybe that'll be the move, is just to stick him in the minors. Dave Arrington will also probably end up in the minors. He's 24. He's a little on the older side. Let's see. We also have Lazinski, Stargell, Wynn, Arrington, Costco, Stillman. We have 7 outfielders. Brooks, unfortunately, might be an odd man out here. So we may end up having to get rid of him. But I think what I'm going to do here, I think we're at a good stopping point. We're not quite at the end of spring. So we won't have to make these moves. Let's just go ahead and sim to the end of spring. Which would be, I think, today. Yeah. So we had a good spring. We were 19 and 11, which, again, it's spring training. We can look at preseason predictions. We're still 86, 76. So we could have a good year, which would be kind of wild considering we were so bad at the beginning. But couple things I'll probably do in between is I'll probably reroute some of like my bullpen usage, just so we can get more use out of the bullpen. Because if we look at our pitching staff, Caldwell, and let me make sure these are, Caldwell is my best pitcher, but Garber, Lopez, Opulus, Mora, Pierce. Like these guys are all just as good as my next best starter. So we kind of got a bit like Jim Barr down here is not great. It looks like his rating has gone down. May end up having to send him down in the minors just to give him some seasoning. And well, maybe not actually. Let me look at my starters. What we may end up doing is taking our outfield situation, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big league capable outfielders. We may end up repackaging a couple in a trade. So we'll see. But I think that's going to be it for me today. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. It is kind of getting close to 5 p.m. So we'll work with Caldwell's our opening day. We'll probably take a look at this save. We'll make some moves. I think we're going to end up having to trade an outfielder for a starting pitcher. We are kind of hurting there, but we had a really good offseason, y'all. We had a really good offseason. We upgraded pretty much everywhere I wanted to. Players got better. But a few things touch up before I get on out of here and get some dinner, because I'm really wanting some spaghetti. My next stream will probably be Tuesday. That'll be Christmas Eve. I might stream Tuesday. I will stream on Christmas Day. Yes. Well, I won't be going anywhere today because it's gotten dark. And I do not like being out at dark, especially where I live now. Traffic here sucks. Everywhere I go is by the interstate, and there's like a shopping mall, and it's kind of a busy mall. And I ain't going nowhere near that if I don't have to. So I would rather I can get hot chocolate at the store this weekend. But yeah, I know, rip. Nothing's really walking distance anymore for me. So I will be on again definitely Christmas Day. I don't know what I'll be doing yet. As far as gaming goes, we'll probably pick up with this save.